2018 Legend of Comedy, Nicholas Parsons.
That's the longest introduction I've ever had in my life. But it was so complimentary, I don't know how to follow it. Thank you very much for coming here. It's a great joy and a great pleasure, and I'm overwhelmed by not only the honour of this award, but also the warmth of your reception. I have a great affection for Leicester. I've worked here many, many times in the past, and I was delighted to hear that the famous Haymarket Theatre is about to reopen, because I worked here many times in that theatre. The first time I think was about 1947. Shows you how bloody old I am, doesn't it? But the stick, by the way, is only because the legs are a bit wobbly, when the brain's still working all right. In fact, I said once, on Just a Minute, I said, probably my brain is a bit many years younger than my age, but my legs are considerably older than my age. And my dear friend Paul Merton, ever ready to pick up a good cue, said, well, it's better than the other way around, isn't it? Otherwise you could go on a long walk and we'll not know where the bloody hell you were. So, yes, 1947, I was in Charlie's Aunt at the Haymarket Theatre. I was in digs there, and I remember the landlady saying to me, well, when you come back, we'll give you a bit of bread and pullet. I didn't know what the pullet was, whether it was a small chicken or whether it was a Leicester expression. I asked this evening when I arrived, and he said, I don't know what the bloody hell you're talking about. Anyway, so I've been, I worked in the theatre a lot. And recently, the strange thing about the British is that, you see, in America, if your talent covers a broad spectrum of entertainment, you are given credit for the diversity of your talent. Over here, they want to confine you. So over the years, I've been described as an actor, a stand-up comedian, a straight man, a presenter, a quiz show host, a game show host. I've been all of them and done it all. And now I've come to Leicester to get this achievement award. And it is very flattering. It's very overwhelming. I'm delighted. I don't know whether people voted for me. How did it arise?
No conversation, just a no-brainer. I don't know.
Was it voted for, or was it just
Public vote?
A public vote? Woo! The public of Leicester embraced me. Because I do have a few associations with this city. I mean, the University of Leicester honoured me recently with a degree of Doctor of Arts. Yes, that didn't need a bloody thing, did it? And also, I've been made an honorary member of the Foxes, Leicester Foxes. Yes, that meant something, didn't it? Yeah. Because I was in a programme once when they were doing a programme on television where they had a team from all the different football clubs with a celebrity attached to them in order to answer questions on general knowledge. And I was seconded to the Leicester team, to the Foxes. And so I got this plaque, which makes me an honorary member of the Foxes. And the wine in Leicester is so warm and giving, I remember great affection. And of course, I've been many times to the Leicester Comedy Festival, and I've had great, happy memories of that. I mean, this festival is really rivaling the big festival of Edinburgh now, and eventually, I think if it goes on, it could overtake it. Yes. I shall go up to the Edinburgh Festival every year. Maybe they'll ask me back to the Leicester Festival sometime, I don't know. I could go on like this, but I'm sure you would have better things to do. We've been standing for a long time. I will tell you a couple of anecdotes if you'd like. Yeah. All right. So which ones would you like most of all? I mean, they're all real, because like my comedy show, which I do around the country, it's all real anecdotes. And one of the funniest ones, which is so unbelievable, was when I was doing Sale of the Century. And I used to go and chat to the contestants beforehand to put them at their ease, so they wouldn't get inhibited when I put the pace on towards the end. And on this particular occasion, I went there and I said to this first woman, I said, according to my notes here, you're a school teacher, etc., and chatted away to her. Then I turned to the second contestant, I said, according to my notes, you're a pawnbroker. He said, well, Nicholas, no, I'm not really a pawnbroker. I was once a pawnbroker, but you see, I've now got a lot of barrows down the east end of London. You know, if members of the family run the barrows, he said, it's all cash, understand, money in the back of the hand, nothing declared. So I thought, well, I can't come on television and say I've got a cash business, nothing declared, you know. So I thought, well, I know I'll call myself a pawnbroker, because I was once, you see. And he went on like this, and he turned to the third contestant, he said, oh, well, what do you do for a living? He said, I'm an income tax inspector. That's an absolute true story. One of the best stories from Just a Minute was when we had the four regulars, Derek Nimmo and Kenneth Williams and Peter Jones, and they always in Just a Minute had fun at poking fun at my age. And at that particular time, I was much the same age as the four. But Derek Nimmo, who is a good friend, and only good friends can pull your leg, he suddenly said to him, I have to tell you that actually Nicholas is a lot older than he looks. In fact, to prove how old he is, he actually hasn't been intimate with a woman for many years. And the last one was a suffragette. And Peter Jones came straight in with, yes, and that was only because he was tied to the railings at the time. Dear Kenneth Williams is one of the only one who's ever paid me compliments, actually. On one occasion, he said, no, Nicholas, no, I think they're very unkind to you. I think you do, no, because you do a great job. No, I don't think you look 65. And Peter Jones said, I know, but he did when he was 65. My favourite story, which I often finish my show on, and I'll finish on this one now, because people don't realise, as actors, we absorb the style, the mannerisms, the idiosyncrasies, the vocal inflections of the people we meet. And we often use that to reproduce and create a character in a play. And of course writers do this, and then they put them into their books. And I had a rather strange example of this when I was playing a television radio series called Much Binding in the Marsh. Anybody remember it? Is there nobody here as old as me? No. Anyway, I joined the show with Richard Murdoch and Kenneth Horn, and they said, what characters would you like to do? And I said, well, my mother's family come from Bristol, and I do lots of different dialects, but I've never done a Bristol dialect. Now, the Bristol people, they're West Country like that, but they have a very definite way of speaking in Bristol. They talk a bit more like that, you see. And so we put it in. It is a joy to be in Leicester. It is a special city. There's something rather individual about it. You've embraced. It's a very cultural city, and and you embrace the ethnic communities in such a beautiful and loving way. And I do think, you've got to have two clubs, the Tigers and the Foxes, two different sports with a different shaped ball, and to be able to embrace them all and be so successful with them. And then the comedy festival, which is getting bigger and better. And I've had the privilege to be in there, as I said before. And it's a privilege to be back here. It's a privilege to face you lovely people and to say thank you again for the wonderful honour you've done me in giving me this amazing award. Thank you very much.